Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham with the Greasy Biker, Todd Reed. Speaking of the Greasy Biker, thegreasybiker.com is the title sponsor of our show nowadays. And Greasy Biker, tell us all about Greasy Biker.
Thanks, Mike. You know, Greasy Biker, it's just a way of life, you know, living outside the cage on two wheels, by the seat of your pants, having fun. We're going to stick that name on everything, so look for it at your local motorcycle shops and online, thegreasybiker.com.
I got to tell you, man, there's nothing like riding bikes. And Todd and I ride to the show each and every week, and it's a great time. So let's talk about the show a little bit. Aaron Okura, good-looking kid, and John McKean, both guys coming out of the Will Bernales camp. These guys are a couple guys to keep your eye on. You
know, they're both very well-rounded. They've got ground game. Their stand-up's great. They're exciting to watch. It should be some good matches up tonight.
All right, man, there aren't any seatbelts on motorcycles, but strap yourselves in anyway. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. All right, we're going to get things started with a couple of lightweights. And Gabe Butler, your first fighter to the cage. He's a cool kid, man. I really like Gabe. He's all right. There's his corner there. Rachel, she's always at the show. And then Sinisha Adomovich. He's a grumpy son of a gun, man. Bosnian, and he's just got that Bosnian attitude. He's mad at everyone. I guess I don't blame him. All right, both these guys have a little bit of experience. They don't have a whole lot of experience, but we come here ready to mix it up. And like I said, Gabe Butler, he's a pretty cool cat. Been training over at my gym for just a little bit now. Touch of the gloves, and let's get going. Sinisha said he was a Muay Thai fighter. I didn't see a whole lot of awesome Muay Thai right there, but he did come out and throw a leg kick and finds himself on top, but he's in a pretty bad spot right here with his head kind of tied up there.
Gabe turning his back.
Yeah, boy, that was pretty bad, Gabe. I don't know where he would learn that.
Well, he was looking pretty good at the beginning there.
Yeah, gave up his back, and Sinisha happy to sink his hooks in and looking for a rear naked choke here. Gabe doing a pretty good job of defending, got his chin tucked in so he's not able to get underneath there and really sink that choke in. And I actually kind of like those punches right there. The reason being he's kind of distracting his opponent enough just to get his head out. So nice work there. I normally don't like punches aren't going to do a whole lot of damage, but they were well placed, and they did get Sinisha to release his grip for just a moment. But Sinisha getting back in there on the choke.
Yeah, it looked like he had to move his head back just far enough where his arm came up.
Yep, and Sinisha, you saw there, Gabe giving a thumbs up to the referee saying, I'm just fine under here, don't worry about me. I'm pretty impressed with how composed Gabe is. He's in a bad spot. He's not panicking just yet. He's able to kind of keep that choke off.
Yeah, he looks very relaxed. He's got his chin tucked in there nice and tight.
Yeah, you get a lot of people that are in this position, and it's uncomfortable, so they'll just kind of let the choke slide in so they can put an end to the misery, but it doesn't look like Gabe's willing to do just that. You can't really stop and restart fighters when you're in a near submission position like this, but it can get kind of boring. There's not a whole lot going on, and you kind of want to do that, but you hope these guys are able to improve and go somewhere and get something done. Punch to the leg there. I don't know if it's going to have a whole lot of effect.
Yeah, but you could dig some elbows in there and try and get those hooks out.
It's hard to dig elbows in when the guy's got his hands wrapped around your neck, so he's got you stretched out a little bit. And right there now, you see Gabe was trying to push that leg off so he can get his body around. There you go. Finally, he's out from had his back mount there, and now he's on top. Let's see what you got here, Gabe Butler. Oh, nice knees to the body.
To the side,
and
very
some elbows
nice.
to the head. Man, he was just getting mad underneath there, and now he's able to repay Sinisha for all that heartache he just caused him. All right, round number 1 in the books, and boy, I tell you what, Gabe Butler finished that round strong. be a hard round to score because Sinisha had his back the entire time. Didn't do a whole lot of damage there, but boy, I tell you, when Gabe did finally come around on top, he did some damage. They're gonna call that
That's
low.
a little, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, he dropped like a sack of potatoes. Maybe it is. Hopefully, we get a replay here.
You know, it's nice to see some of these fighters come out and so relaxed and waiting for the right moment to get out.
Yeah, Gabe Butler acknowledging that he did kick him low and said, "My bad." It's always good. It makes it feel a lot better when they say "my bad," right?
Not really.
Oh, buddy. Sinisha now he's mad. Gabe Butler doing a nice job of slipping punches, boy. He's got some pretty good composure on his feet. And again, Sinisha claimed he was a pretty good Muay Thai fighter. I'm just not seeing it.
I haven't seen that foot come up more than 6 inches off the ground. It's more like it's sliding across the ground to connect with Gabe, which isn't going to do much.
Not going to do a whole lot. Doing some nice body shots here, though, but left your neck behind. Gabe Butler looking for maybe a guillotine choke here. Yep, got the arm out now. Well, not quite. Oh, my goodness. Well, that looks like it actually might be on pretty good. Yeah, there's a tap right there. He's tapping. Okay.
Gabe even had to let him know he is tapping.
Yeah, Ethan a little slow getting around on that. Sinisha's not happy about it. But Gabe Butler getting a big guillotine choke victory here in round number 2, and he told us he was tough. We believed him. He's been training hard and comes out with a big win over Sinisha Adamovich. All right, we're going to get things underway again with, you know him, you love him, it's Icy Hot. Dustin
Icy
Crawford.
Hot, that's a funny story.
That sure is. Icy Hot, feeling good about things. You know, I'll tell you what, his body has transformed since he first started with us. He was kind of a cream puff, but he's starting to see a little definition to him now. Says he's been training with Shane Brenner and the boys, and gotten a little bit better. You saw Shane in his corner over there, but Shane Pena here, he's a newcomer to the cage. Said he's seen Icy Hot fight and knows he can beat him. He brought a couple of
The Sugarloaf over there in the corner.
Thugs in his corner too. So, all right, Dave Sellier said he's got his hands full for this one. Icy Hot and Shane Pena touch of the gloves. Here we go. Pena wasting no time and trying a takedown attempt. Nice takedown there. Puts Icy Hot right on his back with a nice thud. Icy trying to keep him close, not let him sit up, do too much damage. Pena doing a good job of walking him over to the corner right there in front of his coach. So you can see in here what he needs to see in here. I'm not sure what kind of guard that is. Icy got his legs completely spread apart.
He's paying more attention on staying away from getting his back up to that corner.
Pena should pass his guard with his guard wide open like that. There you go. Oh, left an arm behind though, and Icy Hot looking for an armbar attempt here. Wonder where he learned that. Pena doing a good job of stacking him, not letting him get that armbar. He's got his elbow clear now. Icy Hot not willing to give up on it just yet. Boy, he jumped right back into his guard, man. And I don't know why, but he did. Both guys throwing some shots inside here. Not a lot of damage being done here, but both guys staying busy. I think if nobody improves their position, we're going to see them get stood up here pretty quickly. But
Dustin just looking for a way out.
Yeah, you know, he's done a decent job. He's trying to climb up the body and throwing some heels to the back. Trying for that armbar still. He's trying to get up the body there. It's kind of hard to do when you're pressed up against the cage, though. There's no room for you over there. Gabe's yelling at him for something, nobody knows what. Dave's always yelling at these guys. I'm not really sure why, but he's always yelling at him. Icy Hot looking for perhaps a triangle. No, he's still doing a good job of threatening, at least from underneath. Hasn't really had much success with it, but round number 1, oh, looks like Dave stood him up. What happened there? Nice right hand by the Icy Hot. And a nice leg kick by his opponent. I'll tell you what, I'm actually fairly impressed with both these guys. They're a lot cleaner than expected. Icy Hot's starting to mature a little bit as a fighter. He's not great, don't get me wrong, but he's come a long ways for him.
Well, both these guys are just moving. It's nice to see them keep going after each other instead of just hugging them.
Yeah, no, this has been a pretty good action fight. There's round number 1. Both these guys, it's a hard one to score. I mean, obviously, Pena spent most of the time on top. I give a nod to him. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience, round number 2 of 3 scheduled rounds between Shane Pena and Dustin Crawford, aka Icy Hot. Nice exchange here to begin the round. Both guys landing some shots. Icy Hot trying to get the takedown here. You can still see, Icy Hot a little bit inexperienced in that realm of his fight game. That was in a very beautiful takedown attempt, and he didn't attempt it in a very good spot. A little pushing and shoving to get things started here in round number 2.
Yeah, both these guys have much better conditioning. Some of the fights we've seen earlier, they're both relentless, back and forth at each other.
And I'm not so sure it's conditioning with these guys. They just got a lot of heart, and these both these guys, they don't have a whole lot of skill per se, but they've got a lot of heart. Their skill has really made some strides, and they're coming along. They're getting better. So you couple that with a little more conditioning, and you see some really good stuff out of both these guys. Nice right hand by Shane Pena. And I see how another really ugly takedown. We got to work on that. Really ugly takedown attempt, I should say. Big knee by Crawford. Another near knee. Not quite landing him, but he's got that Muay Thai clinch on. He's working it.
Nice right by Pena there.
Yeah, Pena coming up over the top. His leg kicks are landing. If he'd stepped through just a little bit, he'd have some more effectiveness, but he's landing them nonetheless, to the point where Icy attempts another very ugly takedown attempt. He's just ducking his head and bowling forward. He's got to set it up. He's got to change his level. He's got to get down low and go after his legs, but none of that's happening, and now you see the end result of it. So you're not able to do it. Shane Pena is happy to take you down and put you up against the cage and pound away. I'm not sure why Pena's trying to get him off the cage. I kind of liked having him pinned up against the cage there, and he was doing some damage. Icy Hot able to recover his guard position here, but not keeping Pena from punching him in the face.
Yeah, some big fists there.
Icy looks like he's just trying to tie up the hands of Shane Pena. Pena able to break him free every now and then and land a big shot, and then Icy just kind of ties him up for a little bit. Dave Suystead stepping in, and that's going to be the end of round number 2. And again, I think Shane Pena's up 2-0. Icy Hot's going to have to do something big here in the 3rd round if he wants to win this fight. Touch of the gloves. There we go. Round number 3. between Shane Pena and Dustin Crawford. Big right hand over the top by Pena. Crawford trying to move his head a little bit, which is again kind of an evolution for him. Oh, big knee he just ate right there and a right hand.
Crawford takes a big elbow to the right side of his head.
You know, yeah, he did. He's, as I mentioned earlier, he's got a lot of heart. He's been taking quite a bit of punishment in this fight. He's been hit just about everywhere, including his leg right there. But he keeps fighting. You know, he's not going to roll over and quit on you. He's going to keep on coming at you. Boy, he's come a long way. I can't overstate that. You know, he really was. You know, his nickname is Icy Hot because he smeared himself with Icy Hot the first time he came into the cage.
You gotta be tough to fight with Icy Hot on your face.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, but he's still here. He's still around. Years later, he's still fighting, and he's getting better, man. He's getting better. He just doesn't quite have all the tools just yet. I think this was a good matchup. These two guys matched up fairly well, but Pena's going to prove to be just a little bit too good for him, I think.
You know, Pena doing a great job. All 3 rounds he's had Crawford over in his corner where he can have his guys are right there giving him some instruction.
If you want instruction from Sugarloaf, I guess that's a good strategy. A submission attempt here from standing. At least he's trying him. Yeah, he's been relentless, though, has Shane Pena. I tell you, he just continued to pound away at the body and head of Dustin Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford hanging in there. He's taking some big blows.
Yeah, he sure has. I tell you what, Pena continues to pound away, and Crawford continues to absorb it. And he's still pressing forward. The kid doesn't have any quit in him. He's not running. He's not trying to hide. He's the guy pressing the action. He's just eating a lot of shots in the process. He takes an uppercut as good as anybody I've seen, boy.
That's got to be a little frustrating for Pena. As many blows as he's landed to the head of Crawford, he's just hanging in there.
Yeah, it would be a little frustrating, but I guess you can take solace in knowing that you're winning a fight pretty handily. There you go. That's going to bring an end to this fight. And, you know, I give Dustin Crawford credit. It's kind of like Rocky won, you know. He didn't win the fight, but he won the hearts of the fans. And let's make this one official here. There you have it. Shane Pena, your winner in a grueling 3-round battle. And Icy Hot, come in and let us see you get punched in the face some more. Great job, Shane Pena. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience, and what a welcome that is, right?
Well, it's always nice to see these lovely ladies showing up out here to see these guys get beat up.
And you know who they came to see? Jhesua. They came to see Jhesua. Jhesua, as you may recall, got beat last week. Got beat pretty handily by Rusty Pearson, but it didn't sit well with him. He had to come back and avenge that loss. He brought a whole bunch of nice ladies with him. So God bless him. All right, going up against the kid named Eddie Hernandez. Now, Eddie is a pretty good boxer, but that's pretty much where it ends. He doesn't have a whole lot, and Jhesua does. Jhesua's got pretty decent takedowns, pretty decent submission. Eddie better get things done on his feet, or things are going to be problematic for him. Eddie's been kind of hanging around my gym for a couple of years now, but he's been over there with the boxing guys and doesn't ever saunter over to the to the MMA class or the Muay Thai class. But you see right there, nice leg kick. I don't know where he got that from. He was watching the Muay Thai class apparently. He's got his boxing shorts on here. Might have been from a few years ago too. He might have grown out of them. Right there, nice takedown by Jhesua Arias. And here's where Eddie Hernandez is going to be like a fish out of water. He doesn't know what he's doing on the ground. He doesn't even know how he got there. Still want to continue to throw those boxer's punches from on your back. It's hard to do. You can't get your legs in between them or behind them.
Arias doing a great job taking his time here.
Yeah, you know, why not? Let him punch himself out a little bit and just kind of lay on him. Look for a submission. There you go. That is a submission attempt on right there. That arm lock he's got on it there is pretty painful. I don't think Eddie knows he's even in a submission right now. Like, what does my arm hurt?
I think that those fists from Hernandez are going to turn into a tap here.
Yep.
So he's got that pretty tight.
You can see that Ethan Hernandez is ready to step in at any time. There you go. He just adjusted it just a little bit and changed the angle on that elbow, and there you had it. A nice submission by Jhesua Arias, and he definitely avenged his loss from last week, and he's letting the ladies know it too. It's pretty bad when you're trying to celebrate by jumping up on the cage and you can't quite get up there. All right, Jhesua, you got your big win now. And Eddie, man, come on over to the MMA class. We got a few things we can show you. Let's keep things rolling right here. Aaron Okura, one of my favorite guys. You may recall he works over there at the Rodizio Grill. And he plays in a what do you call it, a reggae band, and he's pretty good. He's a pretty good little musician. He's a manager at a pretty good restaurant here in town, going up against Nick Buhler. Nick Buhler's a pretty tough wrestler. This should be probably one of the better fights we've seen in a while. I think it's a great matchup. Aaron Okura is a tough kid from a tough camp, and Nick Buhler kind of new on the scene, but boy, I'll tell you what, I've been super impressed with this kid. Dave Selystead, your referee for this contest, giving some last-minute instructions to these guys. A touch of the gloves, and round number 1 underway. Here we go. Both these guys in camo. I couldn't even see them coming.
Both these guys in great shape, too. They look like they're ready to get after it.
Absolutely. Okura, really good submission game. And Buhler, more of a wrestler. But Okura, if you're on the ground, you're going to be in trouble. Whereas Buhler, he's going to get you to the ground. So it's kind of one of those situations where just going to see who's just a little bit better at their craft. Okura doing a great job of staying out of the guard of Nick Buhler. So that way he's not in any danger with that choke attempt there. Nice knees to the body to kind of soften things up. This is a great match, as I said. These guys are going to put on a show tonight. Okura getting mount position here a little easier than I thought he would be able to, and doing a nice job. And he's very patient once he's gotten there. He's not trying to rush anything. But that Nick Buhler, he's just a scrapper underneath, though, making things very, very difficult to keep him down.
Yeah, both these guys very technical. You see one thing not working, they hop right into something else, not wasting any time at all.
No, absolutely. Great chess match between these two. These are the fights that I really enjoy watching. I mean, some of the Dustin Crawfords of the world, they're fun to watch, but I really like to watch a good technical match like this, and we're getting it right here from both these guys. Right here, Buhler trying to head throw, and boy, you know, Okura doing a great job of sinking his hips and not giving it to him, and now getting a takedown of his own. Nice work. There was the submission artist that took down the takedown artist. So, again, these guys, a great chess match between the two of them, and these guys are both doing great.
Yeah, this is definitely the best size-up match between the two fighters that we've seen all night. These guys are about the same size, both technically sound.
Yeah, it's an excellent matchup. And see right here, Okura trying to isolate arms and block arms out so he can strike, but you know, just be able to get a couple of shots off before Nick Buhler is able to position himself, change his position just enough to stop that from happening. Oh, nice. Oh, it looked like a spin around armbar attempt there. Didn't quite get it. Aaron Okura raining down the punches now. Boy, I tell you what, somebody turned the light switch on him, and he's really doing some damage. Got full mount position, really putting things to work right here. On Nick Buhler. Armbar attempt once again, missed it. Just got to tighten that game up just a little bit. He's leaving too much space to let that arm get out.
Nick's doing a great job of defending himself.
He did a great job there, but Aaron Okura continued to throw shots every time he would thwart one of those submissions. And this is a good one. Don't go anywhere. We got more when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, man, oh man, you missed a heck of a first round between Nick Buhler and Aaron Okura. Aaron Okura not wanting to touch gloves with Nick Buhler. And, you know, some of these guys do that. They say it's the technically sound thing to do because there are some cheap shot artists out there. But I still say it's a gentleman's sport. Touch gloves, man. There's nothing wrong with it. If you get punched by touching gloves, you weren't on your game anyway. Aaron Okura getting a takedown again to start things off here in the second round, which has got to make Nick Buhler feel a little bit not comfortable because he really took some damage there toward the end of the round number one when Okura was able to secure dominant position. And boy, it looks like we're starting another round just the same way. Okura attempting that step over mount, not quite getting it, but great job of stepping back and throwing some knees to the body. And, you know, he's got him pressed up against the cage right in his corner. He's doing everything right. Now he's got that mount position there. Nice work by Aaron Okura. The position, the attention to position. Boy, he's just such a savvy fighter. He's dropping these short elbows in there on top there. I like how he's setting it up. He puts his hands on his face and then just drops the elbow right behind it. Beautiful work. Now some nice punches. He is really putting on a clinic here today. And wow, it looks like an arm bar. This could be it here, Todd.
Well, the accuracy with both these guys and their punches, they're not wasting any energy. Everything's landing. They're very precise on what they're doing.
This arm bar is, oh my goodness, looks like he may have lost it. Yep, all right. Well, that was a really close arm bar. Nick Buhler doing a great job of defending that. Okura, wow, look at it, great. Once again, position, did a nice job. Now he finds himself north-south. Getting his head pinched, though. That's not going to do any damage, but it's just going to make him mad. And it's kind of a funny move.
Again.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, photo moment right there. If you're not used to submission grappling, this can be uncomfortable. But if you've been around a little while, it's just another guy's crotch in your face, and it's just really nothing to make you move.
What a great fight. Both these guys relentless.
Yeah, you know, Aaron Okura just a step ahead, just a touch better in every aspect of the game. Just a slight step, though. Everything he does has been, you know, countered or defended nicely by Nick Buhler. But, boy, Okura just, you know, as I said, he's just a little bit better. And, you know, and he's winning this fight on that alone. It's not a matter of heart or anything like that. He's just a little bit better. And Nick Buhler, going back to his round, hopefully get some advice to maybe turn the tide a little bit. But right now I've got Aaron Okura winning 2-0. And again, it's just a slight better fight. Nice kick there to start things off there by Buhler, though. Buhler. Chasing Aaron Okura around the cage now. And maybe we found the one aspect that he maybe have a little advantage in is stand-up striking, but Okura does a nice job of closing in and saying, enough of that. All right, you kicked me a couple times. I didn't like it, so I'm going to take you down.
Yeah, I think his corner probably told him, you know what, let's stay up on the feet.
Yeah, well, you know, it's easier said than done, especially in this cage. We've got an 18-foot cage, which is extremely small. we use this smaller cage because we do a lot of our shows in nightclubs, and there's not a whole lot of room there, but it makes it definitely a grappler's paradise. You're able to close the gap and get somebody taken down much easier than you would, say, in the 32-foot UFC octagon, because you can run, but you can get in track meet over there. There's so much room. Looks like Okura may have kind of run out of gas just a little bit here. He knows he's up on the scorecards. He doesn't have to force anything. He's just kind of taking his time, biding his time, getting his win back. And you see Will Bernales, his coach, right there, shouting in his corner, telling him exactly what to do. There's no urgency right here. You don't have to do anything crazy. Get your win back. Once you feel a second surge of energy, then you can pour it on and pass guard and go to work. But right here, you're just fine. He's not attacking with that guard. He's just defending.
Nick knows he's down.
He's got to come alive.
Flurry of this.
He's resigned to the fact that, all right, he's better at this position game than I am. I'm going to be stuck on my back. Might as well make the most of it. And he has been so far in this round, doing a lot of, as you mentioned, throwing some flurries up from underneath there.
Okura doing a great job of controlling Nick.
Yeah, he sure is, boy.
And the patience, how he just slides his way up there, taking his time.
I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that Okura's not even trying to pass guard at this point. He's just kind of willing to camp out there. And, you've got dominant position. You're going to ride out a victory here. I don't know. It seems to be the strategy. Okay, your opponent's starting to attack just a little bit from underneath. But Okura, he expected that and was able to kind of come out to the side, pass guard, now full mount. This is going to be a rough ending for Nick Buhler. Okura is able to posture up and drop bombs here. He's pressed against the cage. This is a really, really bad spot for Nick Buhler. Oh, saved by the bell, man. I'll tell you what. I hope Nick Buhler does not hang his head after this fight, because he put on one hell of a show against one hell of a tough kid. And Aaron Okura getting a big win.
It was a great fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight. These guys really put it on for us tonight. Great job. Congratulations. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We are now in the lightweight division. Micah Bodily coming out here to do his thing against Shawn Moore. Micah Bodily, a bit of a newcomer to the cage. We've seen him a couple of times. Hasn't really had too tough of opposition. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say he still doesn't. Shawn Moore looks a little...
Does he have gum in his mouth?
Yeah, he does.
All right. I think he's going to be blowing bubbles later.
He's chewing gum, which tells me he doesn't have a mouthpiece in, and Ethan Andrews didn't even notice. You got to wear a mouthpiece into the cage, man. It's part of the rules. He's chewing bubble gum. Oh, boy. All right, well, it's Shawn Moore getting taken down. Shawn Moore giving up his back. Shawn Moore probably has swallowed his gum by now. And that is not the prettiest armbar, but I'll bet it's going to work. Oh, nope. Okay, well, this is a matter of time before this match is over. Shawn Moore
is getting beat up.
Yeah, he is. All right, that's it. Yeah. Finally, when he starts to fight back, Ethan had already called the fight, and Shawn Moore's still chewing that gum. That's it, buddy. That's it. All right, well, we got to get Micah Bodily someone tougher to fight. He's just pounding through the competition these days. All right, it's official now. Shawn Moore didn't quite get her done. Micah Bodily, your champion or your winner tonight. And like I said, we'll get him someone tougher. Let's put him with Aaron Okura. See how he does. I think that's a good matchup. What do you say?
Yeah. I think Shawn just got a new nickname, Shawn Hubba Bubba Moore.
Hubba Bubba. I like it, man. All right, we're going to stick with smaller guys, but this kid right here, tough as nails. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. All-state wrestler. Clearly in good shape. John McKean is as good as they come. Once again with Johnny Carlquist and Will Bernellis working his corner. You saw them in Aaron Okura's corner earlier. We got a pretty good little camp. Now look, Lorenzo Herrera he took second in state wrestling. He's a good wrestler, but he's got his hands full tonight. Lorenzo came into this show very, very confident, but John McKean is another level of good. And
a little push off.
Yeah, that was interesting right there, wasn't it? All right, touch the gloves, and McKean's got good stand-up too. He got rocked with a right hand right down the pipe by Lorenzo Herrera. Well, we love fist fights, man. Anything can happen. And Herrera making things very difficult, but McKean on your back's not a good thing. Believe me, it's just not a good thing. McKean happy to kind of roll around the front, take guard. Oh, Dave, stop yelling at the fighters. Referee Dave Seistad yelling at Lorenzo Herrera for standing and striking. They weren't really standing per se. As posted up on his feet a little bit. That's, to me, not standing right there.
Yeah, right off the bat, you could tell McKean was ready to go right to the ground when he got
he's
socked in the face.
Now he's got things tied up pretty well. He's going to stop all that punching that Lorenzo was doing a minute ago. And in a minute, he's going to stop all that breathing that Lorenzo's doing too, because he's got two-arm triangle on. And a two-arm triangle, if he cuts, this is pretty impressive here if he gets this. Well, he didn't quite get it. But he had both shoulders into the neck of Lorenzo Herrera, and if you can cut out blood with both shoulders, that's pretty impressive. I haven't seen it done very often, but he didn't quite get it there. He's still got an arm isolated. Looking for, well, both guys got to get off the cage. You can't do that. Lorenzo making things difficult right here, doing a good job of fighting submission attempts off. But you just get the sense that John McKean's waiting for his moment. He's so good at submission. I've seen him in grappling tournaments. He's so good at what he does. And he's just waiting for Lorenzo to leave something behind. And then it looks like an arm, possibly. He's got his back.
McKean very patient.
Yeah, he's very, very patient. He's not expending any unnecessary energy.
You know, the flexibility there with the way he can just wrap his legs right up from his back.
And kind of another strange looking armbar attempt. He's got like a triangle armbar combo situation going. That's what makes him so special. He does stuff that you just don't do, that you just don't see. And he's got submissions from everywhere, and Lorenzo's in a lot of trouble right here. That's gonna do it. It looks like. Yeah, that was it was an unorthodox submission for the average person, but for John McKean, that was just an average submission. He had a triangle choke / armbar on, and couldn't really decide which one he wanted to do, choke him out or break his arm, and he opted for a little of both and got a big win as a result. All right, let's make this one official here. John McKean. John McKean, your winner right there. Good stuff, man. I hope we get to see a lot more of this John McKean. He's a tough kid. Good looking fighter. Man, Todd, you mentioned in the show open how well-rounded these guys from the Wilbur-Knowles camp are, and boy, oh boy, did they not disappoint tonight.
Yeah, these guys are exciting all the time. Love to see them bring their A game. I mean, they're both amazing, so another great night of fights.
All right, once again, I want to thank our title sponsor, thegreasybiker.com. Check them out online. They got all kinds of cool stuff if you're a motorcycle enthusiast, and if you're not, you're just a free spirit, check them out anyway. It's the ultimate combat experience. We'll see you next week.